Konnichiwa, minasan! It's KireiX, the geeky uber otaku girl. Hey guys, it's KireiX. So I'm doing another box opening video. This is for SOOM Goss that I ordered. I got the default face up, and I also ordered some special parts from the special parts event that happened afterwards, where you could get like jointed hands and hands from the Teeny Gem and Little Gem line, and then some ears and stuff that I've never seen them have available. But yeah, so this is all of that stuff. And I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do with him. I had gotten him because I couldn't find a decently priced SOOM monthly doll shale, because I had wanted one more to fill in the characters that I have. I just couldn't find one, and I didn't have a particular vision for this character other than that it was an MSD hooved doll. And so this one came out and I was like, oh, he's kind of cute, let's see what happens. But since then, I found a really good priced shale that has become that character that this was supposed to be. So I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I think I'm just going to go crazy and see what happens. Like, he might be my experimental doll. I don't know, we'll see. I don't think I'll want to sell him, but who knows. I don't know. But anyway, so that's that, and I'll get to the box opening and I'll have pictures and all that stuff. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so on to the box opening. I want to apologize for some of the skipping around that's going to happen. I had to salvage this video. I almost wasn't able to have anything for you guys, so sorry for the weird jumps. But anyway, when you're cutting open your doll box, make sure to be really careful with that X-Acto knife. Make sure you don't cut the boxes under it or yourself. I know I'm always particular about my own doll boxes. And this pillow thing you see me opening here is pretty cool. SOOM sends all their dolls in it, and you can actually buy these separately, which is really nice. And they range from tiny all the way up to 70 centimeter size, and I think they're around 15 to 30 bucks, something like that. Not too bad. I like them pretty well. So I'm just checking in, making sure everything's okay. SOOM send him pretty loose, which is good. Don't have to worry about things getting broken. And they send them strung as just a human and not with any of the fantasy parts. So here I am, stringing on the fantasy parts so I can see what they are like. I actually ended up liking the Goss hooves a lot more than I thought it would, which is great. I like to use ribbon and hemostats for stringing dolls. I've got other tools that sometimes I use. I know lots of people have different preferences. Some people use twine, some people use doll stringing tools, some people use wire. I've used all of them. I think my favorite doll stringing tool is the Volks one. But I don't use it too often, but when I do need it, it is really nice. But ribbon is easy to pack up and take with you to meets if you need to help someone restring, or sometimes you do run into where it's kind of hard to do, like right here, if the doll part was drilled from two different sides and there's kind of a ledge in between the two drill holes, but that tends to only happen in really weird fantasy parts that aren't, just straight pieces like regular legs. But yeah, trying out his posing. He did pretty well for the most part. Brought out Lulu to help with magnet gluing in, but I'll go into a full review here in just a minute. So I thought I would also show you guys, now that I have him unboxed and played with a little bit, I would do somewhat of a review of him. So this is a SOOM monthly doll. I'm sorry, not a monthly doll. They quit the monthly dolls. This is a SOOM elf Goss. He's kind of basically a little sheep guy. He's MSD scale. He was a limited doll, so you can't buy him anymore. You'd have to find him on the secondhand marketplace somewhere, somehow. If you did find him for sale on some sort of website other than really SOOM website, which they won't offer him again because he's limited, it's probably a recast, so I wouldn't get it. But that's, yeah, there's a whole debate on that, and we won't go into it. But, yeah, so if it's not, you know, officially from SOOM and there aren't paperwork and people can't prove that they first got it from SOOM, then it's not legit. So, anyway, he's MSD, like I said, comes with one head. Some of SOOM's other limited dolls will come with more than just one head, but this is just one. He has a hooves at the bottom. He also has human legs to replace this section of his legs, which obviously aren't on him. He's got the fantasy bits on at the moment. And regular, you know, human arms. One open-eyed head with kind of elfy pointy ears, and then these detachable magnet horns that come with him. The magnets do not, at least for me, did not come pre-glued in, so you would need glue to do it with. Some people do it with white glue, some people do it with hot glue, some people do it with super glue. I tend to do it with super glue because I like to glue them once, and I make sure that I'm gluing them the way that I want. I've figured out a system that all of my dolls are the same for all of them. The same polarization style, so they can all swap magnetic bits and bobs. And his head cap is magnetic. Has one magnet at the back and a little cup for a lip at the front. You can see the little lip there at the front. And then the two magnets inside are for the horns. I glued these in. SOOM provided the magnets themselves. And then this is the back magnet that holds the head cap on. And then there's an S-hook like normal. Inside here it says Goss and Thera. And inside in the middle of this it says the gem. And then, you know, I've got my eyes held in with silicone. I don't like this head cap style. It's new because the head cap just wants to come off this way. So if you're the type of person that puts the wig on where you put a lot of pressure going this way, it's not going to be fun. You probably want a silicone head cap or a balloon or however you want to do it. So that's going to suck, but whatever. He's got pointy ears, and, you know, same as the other little gems, somewhat of a range with the head, not too much. And then side to side. The arms have this sort of notch and channel kind of deal that lets the arm kind of click into place. I do have silicone kips in parts of him just to try it out and see how it goes. Then a kind of a double jointed elbow where there's a floating piece and then the rest of his elbow, which works pretty well. Then the wrist has pretty good range up and down. The chest has a lock stop to go back, but doesn't really have one to lock forward. It's as though they kind of meant for it to be there, but it just isn't. It doesn't work very well. I'll probably mod one in myself. Then if we go on down to the hips, there aren't any cups or anything. It's just post into the cavity. The back legs do have sort of a lip at the bottom that is supposed to catch, I don't know if you can see, that it's supposed to catch and hold the leg up. This works somewhat. I mean, if I jiggle him, it would come off and not work, but this is very dependent on how tightly strung the doll is. And I've restrung him since I first got him and opened him this afternoon to be much tighter than he was sent. So, which is a good thing. I'd rather them send them loose than tight. Tight, you run into the possibility of parts being broken and that type of thing. So, then on down to his hoofs. It's just a knee joint. There aren't really any locks for it other than locking straight, even though it's not really straight, but you get the idea. And then the bottom hoof piece, I was worried about how much movement this would have, It actually has a pretty good amount of movement. I do have silicone tips in the bottom of this just to try it. So there's all the way forward, and then, oh, sorry, move this all the way back. It's all the way back. So there's a good little bit of motion. The good part is that the bottom of these is really flat, so once you've got him standing, it's pretty substantial. So yeah, that's his body. Nothing too fancy. I do like the detail of the hooves. They turned out a lot prettier and more detailed than I thought they would be, which is nice. And the seams on the fantasy parts aren't too bad, which is good. I actually already sanded that stuff off. So I got the default face up, and I also got the default silicone eyes that you can get with them, which I'm not really happy with either of those. The face up only has gloss on the lips, and even then it's kind of like a semi-gloss, which maybe it's because he's a boy, I don't know. But normally there's some sort of, whether it's a semi-gloss or a gloss on the eyes and on the eyebrows some. Also, when they sealed him, it looks like a few layers of white eraser, dust, lint, and maybe even hair were sealed into a number of spots on his face and in his ears. The inner part of his lips is kind of splotchy, I guess is the word for it. Also, they didn't seal the inside very well, or they didn't clean it. Like, when I first put the silicone eyes that I got with him default into his head, I needed to reposition them, so I pulled them out to put them back in, and I noticed that they were just covered in pink because the inside of his eyes are painted pink. And I've never had that happen with a doll, ever. This is the first time. It was really weird. I had to, like, realize where the pink came from, and then I took a Q-tip and dab to try to get the pink, excess pink out, and it's just never ending. So I don't know that I'll ever put silicone eyes in this guy because I don't want the pink to stain it. Right now I've got KireiX in, but oh well. Oh, also too, the default eyes that I got with him, I'm not very happy with those either. The color part of the eye is very pixelated looking, and the coloration isn't very even. Also, the silicone eye, so above the colored portion and not the white portion, there's like a clear kind of dome deal going on, and the dome on one of them isn't a full circle at the edge. Like a section of it seemed to have been damaged or cut off, so it's not a full circle, and it just doesn't look very good. So it might not bother some people, but to me it does. I mean, I paid $20, $30 bucks for those eyes. Like, they should be better quality than this. The rest of my SOOM eyes aren't that way. I've got like 10 pair of SOOM eyes. The other ones are fine, and these are just kind of crappy. But again, maybe I'm just being over picky about it. I don't know what I'll do with the eyes. I might try to sell them. I might try to futz with them. I might take them apart just to see how they're made. We'll see. But yeah, so that's SOOM Goss. Feel free to ask me any questions on this guy if you like. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and we'll talk to you later.